Hey everybody. Today I'm going to share some reviews I found on Newegg.com of these power supplies and stuff. Some of the funniest ones I've found. The majority of these are from people who've had their power supplies fail. I mean, I feel sorry for them, but there's quite a few reviews on there that are just funny. The way they wrote them out, it's just so funny. Like, these are all from Newegg.com. Now I'll tell you the exact product this is for on each one. This first review is actually on the page of the Cooler Master Elite 460 PSU, the 460 watt power supply. Here it is as follows. This thing sucks. Give it a 1 egg review. Pros: worked fine until. Cons: after 2 weeks, just gave up one day, powered on but didn't work. Other thoughts: I love ASUS for everything but this crap. Now remember, this is a review for a Cooler Master power supply. I think this is actually a mislocated review. Still kind of funny though to have it on the wrong page. Okay, here's another one. This is for the Dynapower USA TC-800PL 24-pin 800 watt single server power supply. It's titled PSU 2 eggs. Pros: it works, it's big, it's loud. Cons: loud with the question mark. This thing should come with a decibel rating. Whee! Here son, you like jets? Other thoughts: you gotta be kidding me, it should come with earplugs. This next review is for a Sunbeam PSU-BKS 580-US 580 watt ATX power supply. I've actually had one of these before. In other words, it's a black steel unit. Alrighty, here's one review. It says it's titled, "It almost burnt my house down." 1 egg. Pros: 580 watts. Cons: it nearly burnt down my house. I smelled a burning odor and then it turned off. The PSU was extremely hot and refused to respond to any troubleshooting. Other thoughts: unless you want to buy a new power supply 5 days later, I wouldn't buy this product. The one I had lasted a year and it was on a Pentium 4 rig, the mid-tower blocks back in its day. Here's another review. 1 egg. Fire with a smiley face emoticon. Pros: warm, fuzzy. I shall name him Sparky. Cons: it's on fire. I've read all the other reviews on this and they are correct. This is a pile. Don't waste the dollar unless you need a good fire starter. Other thoughts: glad I used a power supply tester, not my motherboard. Here's another review. These are all 1 egg reviews, by the way. About as useful as a 5-day deodorant pad, but it doesn't last even that long. Pros: works well for a whole 2 days. Cons: works well for a whole 2 days. Weighs less than a can of Pepsi. Other thoughts: don't waste your money like I did. Spend a little more money on something decent. I guess I should have known better. Okay, the following review is, these reviews are for the Logsys 575 watt SLI rated power supply, which is, in my opinion, a load of junk. Nobody should buy it because it's a fire hazard. I wouldn't get it. 1 egg. PSU deserves 0 eggs. Pros: cheap. Cons: this is by far the loudest PSU I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like a vacuum cleaner. I had this turned on in my upstairs bedroom and I could hear it over my TV downstairs in my living room. As soon as I turned my computer on, this thing put off a smell of burnt electronics. Luckily no smoke or flames though. The blue LEDs on the fans didn't work, which actually, if you read the description, the fan don't have LEDs. That's not a big deal. I could care less, but they're supposed to work. Overall, this thing is just a paperweight. Other thoughts: I have also purchased a few case fans from Logsys and wasn't at all impressed with them either. This will definitely be the last product I buy from this company. Now, me on the other hand, I have a set of 2 sets of their cold cathode lights. One in the mid-tower deluxe, and another different system. I never had a problem with them, but I wouldn't trust their power supplies for anything. Here's another one. One egg. Caught on fire. Pros. Worked pretty great for the limited time that was not ablaze. Cons. Had this thing for a couple months now. Playing TF2, I noticed the acrid smell of ozone. Noticed just in time to rip the power cord out of the back of the PSU before it started smoking. Here's another one. Rubbish. And of course it's one egg. Pros. None. Cons. I can see sparks flying around inside it looking through the fan on the back. Can hear the sparks too. I could not figure out what the sound was till I smelled something burning. Looked at the PSU. It looked like the 4th of July had arrived early. It's only 450 watt PSU. It states so on the side. Other thoughts. Do not risk losing your entire system over $30. You will be off to a PC shop now to go spend twice as much on something a little more promising. I'm not going to even bother trying to get a refund for this thing. We'll be wasting my money to ship it back just to get another defective one, as I already have stated. Just go to the top left hand side of your screen and click the little arrow that takes you back. You will be thanking me. Just skip this thing. Here's another one. Bad power supply. Do not buy. Pros. None. Maybe the price, but I could put a rock in a box and sell it to you for $29.99 with free shipping, and you'd be getting a better deal. Cons. Everything. Let's see. It's not 575 watts. It's 450. It blows up, smoke, starts on fire, doesn't work, will fry your motherboard. Stay away now. Spend some extra cash and get a PSU that works. Other thoughts. Think twice about this guy. Really, a cheaply made PSU? Don't know why it's so popular? Not sure why others are buying it with a 20% chance of it working? I'd take my odds on a roulette table over this thing. Here's another one. One egg. Junk. Pros. It's shiny. Cons. Within first few days it started getting hot and smelling like a fried final on a CB. A week later the PC crashed. It wouldn't turn back on. The power supply was hot enough to cook breakfast. Ooh, nice. After removing it to let it cool and trying again from room temperature, it's still dead. It may have the capability to produce 575 watts, but clearly it shouldn't. If you're looking for a 400 watt power supply, this might be a good choice. Other thoughts. Opteron 185 XA50 XT Crossfire 2GB DDR400. You'd be lucky, man. There's not that many power supplies out there that cook breakfast for you. You gotta have a stove to do that. Just kidding. Here's another one. 1 month of use, 1 egg. Specs are good. These are the pros, by the way. Powered by a dual Athlon with an 8600 GT and 2 drives. Pretty quiet. Cons. After about 1 month of use, power supply went DOA. Which, by the way, DOA stands for dead on arrival, so obviously this guy didn't know what DOA stand for. Anyway, about a month after my case went dead, wondering if power supply might have caused some problems in the case itself. Here's another one. Low quality, almost fried my computer. Pros, cheap. Cons, very low quality, badly built, socket connectors are short. The dang thing blew up with a burst of smoke and electric flame. It almost took out my whole new computer. Other thoughts, I will never buy Logsys items again. Very cheap and made and dangerous. The next reviews are for the Coolmax V400 400 watt power supply. I've actually owned one of these before. It did me about 2 years of service, no problem. Not pleased. 2 eggs. Pros. Price and received in 3 days. Cons. Feels like a piece of junk. It is so loud I can't even hear myself think. When sitting at my desk I feel like I should fasten my seatbelt and raise my lap tray and prepare for takeoff. For those who have this and have written that is not loud, I have a suggestion for you. Go to your nearest audiologist quickly. I took a chance on this because I wanted to save $20 since I had paid $50 for a 400 watt Dynex power supply from Best Buy. Built solid as a rock and much quieter. Spent a few extra money and buy a good one. Other thoughts. I was really trying to be optimistic on this one after reading all the negative comments. Yes, there are a lot of positive comments as well. You can give this one a chance, but I can't deal with the loud noise. Pros. Burn, spark, this is very danger. Capacitors blow up. Cons, made in China, very poor quality.